What is up, my awesome viewers, and welcome to the show. But today is not a normal show. Today, we are witnessing the fallout of what might be the most shocking, the most unbelievable, the most deafening moment in modern WWE history. Forget the streak. Forget the Montreal screwjob. We just watched an empire, a dynasty, a reign of over 1,000 days evaporate. And the reaction was nothing. Let's set the scene. WrestleMania, the main event. 90,000 people on their feet. Roman Reigns, the seemingly invincible head of the table, against, let's say, Cody Rhodes, finishing the story. The match is a war. It's brutal. Ref bumps, interference, false finishes. The Usos are out. Cody's family is at ringside. Everything is on the line. Roman hits a spear. Cody kicks out. Cody hits a cross Rhodes. Roman kicks out. It's chaos. And then, it happens. The final sequence. Cody, battered. Roman, exhausted. Roman winds up for the Superman punch. Heliaps, and Cody catches him. Cross Rhodes. No. Roman shoves him off. Spear! A devastating spear. It's over. We've seen this movie 100 times. The cover. 1, 2, 3. No! Cody kicked out. The stadium explodes. But Roman's face changes. The confidence is gone. The panic sets in. He gets up, stumbles to the corner, and he lets out that iconic, "Oh, ah!" But it's not a war cry. It's a scream of desperation. He signals for another spear. He runs. Cody collapses. He just falls. Roman stops, confused. He looks at Paul Heyman, who is screaming. He looks at the ref, and as he turns back, Cody, playing possum, explodes from the mat, kicks to the gut. He hooks the arms. Cross Rhodes. He doesn't let go. He rolls through. A second cross Rhodes. He still doesn't let go. He lifts the dead weight of the tribal chief. A third and final cross Rhodes. The cover. The stadium is silent. Not a cheer. Not a boo. 90,000 people are holding their breath. The referee's hand comes down. 1, 2, 3. The bell rings, and the sound is like a gunshot in a library. It's deafening. Justin Roberts' voice cracks as he says it. And new undisputed WWE Universal Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. And the crowd? Silence. Total, shocking, unbelievable silence. People are standing, hands on their heads, mouths wide open. Children are looking at their parents, confused. Grown men are just staring. The camera pans across the front row, and there is not a single person cheering. It was not a celebration. It was a funeral. The reign was over. The tribal chief was mortal. The shock of seeing it actually happen, of the invincible man being pinned clean in the middle of the ring, was too much. The WWE Universe was completely and totally broken. They didn't know how to react. We just witnessed the end of history, and all we could do was stare. But hold on. That's what you thought you saw. That's what the history books will say. Cody Rhodes defeats Roman Reigns. Clean. But you and I, we know better. We rewind the tape. We look closer. Because the silence wasn't just for the loss. It was for the how. It wasn't clean. Oh no, it was the most despicable, the most unthinkable, the most Shakespearean betrayal we have ever seen. Let's go back. 30 seconds before the finish. Roman hit that spear. Cody kicked out. Roman was in the corner screaming. He signals for the end. He runs for the final spear, but wait, look. Look at the apron. Paul Heyman is on the apron, distracting the referee. We've seen this. Classic. But on the other side of the ring, Solo Sikoa. He slides into the ring behind Roman as Roman is running. Roman doesn't see him. Cody is down. Roman is running full speed. And Solo Sikoa doesn't move. Roman slams full force into the back of his own enforcer. He hits Solo like a freight train. Roman stumbles back, holding his head, dazed. He looks at Solo. The confusion. The anger. What are you doing? And then, we saw it. Solo Sikoa, the tribal heir, the street champion, the silent killer. He slowly turns and looks at his tribal chief. No emotion, just cold, dead eyes. Roman, betrayed, yells, "Solo, no!" And Solo Sikoa delivers the Samoan spike to Roman Reigns. Boom! Right in the throat! Roman collapses, clutching his neck, gasping for air. The 90,000 people in attendance let out a gasp. It was a sound I've never heard. It was a vacuum. And Paul Heyman, he wasn't screaming in horror. He watched. He watched Solo do it, and he slowly, deliberately got down from the apron and backed away. This is when Cody Rhodes played possum and got up. He saw Roman on his knees, dazed from the spike. That's when he hit the first crossroads. That's when he hit the second. That's when he hit the third. Roman was already out. He was poisoned from the inside. This wasn't a defeat. This was an assassination. This was a coup. This was Brutus stabbing Caesar in the Senate. The tribal chief didn't just fall. He was pushed. He was executed by his own family. The silence in the stadium wasn't just shock at the loss. It was the sickening, horrifying realization that the Bloodline is dead. And Solo Sikoa had the bloody knife in his hand. What? What did we just witness? This changes everything. The entire power structure of the WWE has crumbled, and it was an inside job. So let's talk about the man with the championship. Let's talk about finishing the story. Cody Rhodes is your new undisputed WWE Universal Champion. But is he? Did he finish the story? Or did Solo Sikoa finish it for him? This is the part that makes my stomach turn. For 2 years, Cody has talked about the story. About winning the title his father never held. About validation. About earning it. And in the biggest moment of his life, he won. The bell rang, his music played. But look at his face. B-roll, Cody Rhodes being handed the titles. He's crying, but his eyes are wide with confusion. He looks over at Roman's body, then at Solo Sikoa, who is walking away. That is not the face of a man who just fulfilled his destiny. That is the face of a man who just made a deal with the devil and is wondering what it cost him. The crowd was silent because they knew it too. This victory is tainted. It has a giant, permanent, ugly asterisk next to it. Cody Rhodes did not beat Roman Reigns. Solo Sikoa beat Roman Reigns. Cody just picked up the scraps. Think about it. The entire story was about proving he was good enough, that he could overcome the odds, beat the system, and topple the giant. And he didn't. He was given the victory by the giant's own brother. This is 1,000 times worse than his dad winning by countout. This is a hollow victory, and the WWE Universe felt it. That's why there were no cheers. That's why the confetti felt wrong. It felt cheap. Cody is celebrating, holding the titles high, but he keeps looking back at the ramp where Solo Sikoa disappeared. He knows. He knows this isn't how it was supposed to be. This is a character-defining moment for Cody. Does he accept this? Does he brag about it? Or does he come out on Raw and admit it? Does he say, "This is not how I wanted it. I am not a true champion until I beat a man one-on-one"? Because right now, Cody Rhodes is not the man. He's just the guy holding the belts. The real story, the new story, is the one we just saw unfold. The story of betrayal. And Cody is now just a side character in Solo Sikoa's rise to power. He finished his story by having someone else write the final chapter, and that, right there, is a tragedy. The hero won, but in the worst way possible. What a shocking, bitter end. Forget Cody. Forget the title. Forget all of it. The camera may have been on the new champion, but my eyes, and the eyes of everyone in that stadium, were on one man, Solo Sikoa. Let's analyze the footage again. After the 3 count, Solo Sikoa did not leave the ring. He didn't celebrate with Cody. He didn't run. He stood in the corner. He watched Roman's body. He watched Cody get the titles. And as Cody was celebrating on the turnbuckle, Solo walked over to the fallen Roman Reigns. He didn't help him up. He didn't spit on him. He didn't yell at him. He stood over him, and he did something that chilled me to my bone. He slowly took the ulafala, that red necklace from around Roman's neck. He didn't rip it off. He unclasped it. He took it. He looked at it in his hand. And then he put it around his own neck. And Paul Heyman, who was crying at ringside, he got into the ring, walked past Cody, walked past Roman, and stood next to Solo Sikoa. And he held his hand up, not for a 1. He held his hand up, presenting the new tribal something. This wasn't a random act. This wasn't snapping. This was a plan. This was a hostile takeover. This was ordained. The elders we've heard about? Maybe they decided Roman was weak. Maybe they sent the order. Solo Sikoa was never the enforcer. He was the heir. He was the failsafe. He was sent by the elders to protect the family, and he decided Roman was no longer fit to lead the family. We are not looking at the tribal chief anymore. That's a title of honor. We are looking at the Tribal Warlord, a man who rules through fear, not loyalty. A man who took power not by earning it, but by seizing it. The bloodline as we knew it is over. This is a new chapter. This is the Sikoa dynasty. And I am terrified. Solo has the coldness, the brutality, and now he has the power. He has the wise men. What about the Usos? Will they fall in line, or will they stand with their fallen brother, Roman? This one act, this one betrayal, has splintered the entire Anoa'i family. Roman Reigns has lost everything. His title, his family, his status. His enforcer has taken his place. This is the real story. This is the real main event. A new, terrifying era has begun, and it started with a spike to the throat of the king. The 90,000 people in that stadium were silent. But the world exploded. My phone, guys, my phone, it literally died. It overheated from the notifications. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, every single platform melted down. Roman Reigns, WrestleMania, Solo Sikoa, and WTF were all trending worldwide within 60 seconds. The entire wrestling world is in shambles. Let's talk about the fallout. First, the insider reports. I'm getting texts right now from people. They are saying backstage nobody knew. This was kept under a tighter lock than anything in history. The locker room was watching on monitors, and when Solo hit Roman, there was a collective gasp. People dropped their bags. Other wrestlers, superstars, were as shocked as we were. This was real. The emotion, the betrayal, it was 100% legitimate shock. Second, the fans. The videos coming out of the stadium, it's insane. It's not just silence. It's people crying. It's people leaving. I'm seeing videos of fans literally packing up and walking out of the stadium before Cody's celebration was even over. They weren't angry in a I'm gonna boo way. They were devastated. They were done. They just saw their Superman die. The Roman Empire wasn't just a catchphrase. It was an identity for a huge part of this fan base. And Solo and Cody just destroyed it. And what about the legacy? What does this do to the legacy of Roman Reigns? Over 200 days, a Hall of Fame, first ballot, legendary run. He beat everyone. Cena, Brock, Goldberg, Taker, Bryan, Edge, everyone. He built the most dominant faction of the modern era. He made SmackDown the A-show. He was the industry, and it ended with a cheap shot from his own blood. Does this taint the reign? Does this put a black mark on everything he built? When we look back, will we see the dominant champion? Or will we see the fool who was stabbed in the back by the man he trusted most? This ending, this betrayal, reframes his entire run. It makes him look weak. It makes him look stupid. He brought the snake into his own garden. He acknowledged his own executioner. The entire landscape of WWE has been tilted off its axis. Merchandising, future premium live events, Raw, SmackDown, Everything is in chaos. The We the Ones shirts are now meaningless. The bloodline is a lie. The tribal chief is a memory. This is the single most destructive, game-changing moment in a decade. The silence wasn't just shock, it was the sound of an entire universe resetting. So, that's it. The show goes off the air. Cody is holding the titles, looking confused. Solo and Heyman are gone, and Roman Reigns, for the first time in 207 days, is not the champion. He is no longer the tribal chief. He is no longer the head of the table. So, who is he? This is the biggest question in all of sports entertainment. What happens now? We are in completely uncharted territory. I see three possible paths for the man we used to call the tribal chief. The end. Is he done? I mean, truly. Think about it. He lost his titles. He lost his family. He lost his wise men. He was betrayed, humiliated, and executed on the grandest stage of them all. His entire identity was stripped away from him. Maybe he just leaves. Maybe Roman Reigns goes home. He takes months, maybe a year off. Maybe he goes to Hollywood. Maybe we've seen the last of him. This loss was so total, so absolute. I don't know how a character comes back from this. The vengeance. This is the one I want to see. Roman goes away. He vanishes. No social media, no appearances. He is gone. And then, months from now, when Solo Sikoa is at his most powerful, when he's the new warlord, running the show with an iron fist, the lights go out. And we hear a sound we haven't heard in 4 years. The old Roman Reigns theme. Sierra, Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield. Roman returns, but not as a chief, as a warrior. A man with nothing left to lose. A man coming back not for a title, but for blood. A Roman Reigns a la the Punisher, who has to tear down the very empire he built, piece by piece, starting with Solo and ending with Heyman. The unthinkable. This is the one that might just happen. Roman Reigns returns as a babyface, a sympathetic hero. Think about it. He was betrayed. He was cheated. He lost everything. The entire WWE Universe, even the people who hated him, felt a pang of pity. They were silent because they were sad for him. What if he comes back, humbled, broken, and has to earn his way back? What if he has to fight from the bottom? What if he has to team up with the one man who also hates Solo, Jey Uso, or even Cody Rhodes, to take down the new greater evil? Guys, I don't know. My mind is absolutely blown. The tribal chief has fallen. The WWE Universe is in total silence. A new, terrifying era is upon us. This is the biggest story of our generation. What do you think? Let me know everything down in the comments. What was your reaction? Were you silent? What happens to Roman? What happens to Solo? Is Cody a real champion? This is why we love this. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell because the fallout is just beginning. I'm Aadi, and I need to go lie down. Wow.